Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of People's Voice Network. I'm currently at a Starbucks store, 874 Commonwealth Ave, with some workers who are picketing right now. They've been picketing since Monday, and going to be talking to at least one of the workers, maybe some more, about sort of why they're out here and what brought them over here. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to flip over the camera. And how's it going?
Oh boy, it's going great. It's going really good.
Awesome. So maybe just to start, if you want to just tell everyone sort of who you are and what you do here primarily.
Yeah, so my name is Spencer Costigan, and I am a shift manager here at 874 Commonwealth Avenue. So basically, I'm just a shift lead. I lead the shift. Every shift needs one for some reason.
Every shift needs a leader, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. Or I hear. We're out here protesting and picketing, and we ain't working until Starbucks decides to negotiate with us in good faith, mostly due to the abusive union busting tactics of a store manager that was brought in mere days after we voted to unionize.
Yeah, so let's talk about that a little more, because I know basically from other days that I was here, it seems like there's two kind of main things going on here, right? There's Starbucks-wide things that are happening when it comes to, even I think Howard Schultz even said, like, we're not going to negotiate in good faith with unions, right? So there's that piece that affects kind of all the Starbucks stores, and then there's this specific store piece where you have this manager that they brought in shortly after you unionized, right? So maybe first, just for kind of people watching, how would you kind of describe the broader picture of what's going on at Starbucks, and then maybe talk about how it's trickled down specifically to your store?
Yeah, so Howard Schultz he said countless illegal things regarding how he plans to address the unionization efforts of stores around the country. He says that he does not want to acknowledge them, negotiate with them in good faith or at all, which is, just flatly illegal stuff. If your store unionizes, you need to negotiate in good faith. That's the law. But of course, when you have as much money as him, you can do whatever you want. All around the country, he's been pushing for all sorts of classic union busting tactics, cutting hours, flooding stores with new hires, offering benefits to stores and partners who don't want to unionize or who are willing to speak out against unions. He's offering benefits to company-wide to every store except for stores who are unionizing, which again is illegal to do if we don't have a contract. Yet he won't take the time to negotiate with the unionized stores to get a good contract or any contract written up. So it's just been nonstop. You can't pin him down on anything. The National Labor Relations Board has slapped him and the company with I don't even know how many lawsuits. And every time they have some new rollout of benefits or what have you, it seems like it's just a new round of lawsuits. He's been threatening to take the gender-affirming healthcare away, which is a guarantee that they've given a lot of partners. A lot of partners depend on it. I know partners at this store depend on it, and to use that as a bargaining chip, so people to scare people out of unionizing. it just like it really speaks to how much corporations can say whatever they want, as far as like liberal posturing, saying like, oh, we care about POC partners, we care about the LGBTQIA plus community.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to it, it's all about capital.
Yeah, absolutely. And then willing to use that against you if you so choose to push back on any of the conditions.
100%. Yeah, and I mean that's what he's doing. Like he's saying, oh, if your store unionizes, we can't guarantee that you'll have this like gender-affirming healthcare. We can't guarantee that you'll have healthcare at all. Obviously, like this is bullshit. The language that he's using, or that the company is using, will occasionally make it like a legal gray area. Rather than saying like, oh, you won't have health care, they'll say like, well, we can't promise that you will. Obviously, the people negotiating the contract can say like, yeah, we're not going to negotiate a contract that doesn't include inclusive health care and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the college program, the online ASU program that a lot of people depend on to hopefully further their careers and get out of Starbucks. So yeah, that's been what's going on.
Oh, this is the phrase. Let's just throw this real quick.
Oh man, that guy, he drives by literally every day. Yeah, no cigar. Usually he has a huge stogie in his mouth, but yeah, every day he drives. Like the first couple days, he did like 3 laps, and yeah, just did that long beat every time. Wow, man, incredible. We love this
Solidarity right there.
Solidarity, dude.
Make sure people know driving behind like this is happening and everything. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So we were talking about sort of what Schultz was doing, in terms of like taking away, taking away gender-affirming healthcare, right, and limiting the amount of benefits. Yeah, they're coming out. That's awesome.
We love to see it. Is this mine?
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah.
So now let's hear like specifically your what's been happening specifically at this store that led you to this place, and when you started doing it. Just give kind of the rundown of the process.
Okay. So we petitioned to unionize, basically like voting to have a vote to unionize in late March, about a week later or so, on April 4th, I think, they installed new cameras directly above our break table, so we were always feeling watched and stuff, which is a little weird because, like, we hadn't had any cameras there for, a long time.
Is your break table, like, back in the store, back?
It's in the we don't have a huge, back room. It's pretty cramped, but, it's, directly over the small table where pretty much everybody takes their breaks, their lunch breaks, their, 10-minute breaks. So that was weird, and it was just, you couldn't escape it. It was directly, facing where everybody ate and spent all their free time while they're here. So then we officially voted. The vote was counted on June 3rd, and so that's when we officially became a union.
Mm-hmm.
less than a week after that, probably like 3 or 4 days after that, they brought in this new manager, Tommy Chorlian, who immediately, as soon as she came in, she started cutting hours. She started telling us that, like, oh, we don't make enough money to cover the hours that everybody had come to depend on for months and months prior, which was really weird. Everybody had kind of gotten used to, like, all right, I'm going to get 30 hours this week. That's what I have to budget with. Suddenly people are getting 12 or 15 hours, maybe 18.
Yeah.
I was explicit. I write the schedules, and I was explicitly told to keep everybody at 18 hours maximum, which of course keeps them at less than the amount of hours they need to get benefits from the store.
What's that, 40?
20 hours to qualify for the healthcare and all that stuff. So, weird how all of a sudden nobody's allowed to have 20 hours. I didn't do that. The store wouldn't be able to run, and I would not be able to sleep at night if that was if I had, sold my soul to do that. But she was like every week as I was writing the schedule, she was talking to me, telling me, like, you really have to cut back on these hours, and she was trying to pressure other employees into, like, expanding their availability. We're right across the street from Boston University. Like, we have a lot of students that work here.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our employees, like, they give us the availability that they have and, like, whatever works around their, like, class schedule and stuff. And she was just demanding that people expand their availability to things that, like, they couldn't do. Obviously, they have to prioritize school. They're paying $100,000 to get a degree, so
right.
It's got to be the priority. And she was saying, like, Jen, she told me to pressure these people as well, and say that, like, oh, well, if you can't give us more availability, then we might have to let you go.
Wow.
Which is also just totally illegal on so many levels. So she's telling everybody that they need to offer more availability, while she's telling everybody that they cannot get the hours that they need. So, you have to basically, like, sell more of your life to the store for less money and less guarantees.
Basically carve out times that you're available just in case she last minute calls you in.
Exactly. Which is, twisted. It's inhumane. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It is immoral. And woo!
Yeah, FedEx.
Hell yeah. Oh, wow. Nothing from UPS, I see. No, UPS drivers have been very kind as well. But yeah, they're just trying to control, like, more and more aspects of our lives. I don't need this job quite as much as a lot of our other partners do. Like, I don't have kids. I don't I have a lot of work experience. I could probably find something else pretty easy. But a lot of the people here, like, they're trying to pay for, like, all of their bills, like, with, like, the sole income from Starbucks, and it's just like, that's not feasible,
right.
As it is. And then if you're going to tell me that, like, I'm supposed to tell these people they get less money, they get less hours, and they have to, like, guarantee more of their life is open for it, no, that's just flatly evil. No matter how you put it. So she's been doing that. Everybody was really concerned about that. Then she started with all sorts of racism, all sorts of transphobia and homophobia. Most of our store is, some flavor of LGBTQIA plus.
Okay.
I think, like, when we did the math, it's like 70-something%.
Okay.
And she's not. So when she came in and immediately, like, first day here, less than 2 hours into meeting everybody, she tore down one of our Pride banners. That's kind of weird, right? Can't be doing that in the heat of Pride Month. Like, it's just not a good look.
Right.
No matter how you try to sell it. She also, when she came back from her vacation, she immediately tore down this here flag that we had up. Her excuse was, well, Pride Month is over. I think it was like July 1st or 2nd.
Okay. Really
know,
counting
like,
down the
sorry,
days there. Yeah.
Sorry, not allowed to be gay anymore. So yeah, after June, obviously we all like went back to being straight and cis or whatever. Yeah, we were all like, well, no, we want to keep that up year round because like a lot of other stores in the area keep theirs up year round. It's not unprecedented and it's not like getting in the way. It fills up some of the weird negative space that we have on the wall. So like, why not? Why not keep it up year round if basically everybody in the store is either neutral about it or more likely overwhelmingly positive on it. So that was just like a really weird thing to do, and like totally unnecessary. She consistently misgenders people. She has called basically everybody by the wrong name at least a couple of times, usually confusing our Asian partners for one another, which
man.
is, wow. Yikes, dude. Don't. I don't know what else to say about that, except like, what the fuck are you thinking? She has made comments about black partners' hair, and so she's been coming really hard down on people for dress code violations. I was told to write people up for every single dress code violation, which is weird. Usually if there's a really glaring dress code violation, you know, like if somebody comes in without a shirt on or something, then you say like, hey, don't do that, put a shirt on. Gotta be wearing a shirt or something like that. But she's talking like, oh, if somebody comes in with a black t-shirt that has a logo on it, sorry, that's a write-up. They're gonna have to turn that shirt inside out and, you know, like look like they don't know how to get dressed in the morning. The whole shift. So like, that's ridiculous. And that's never been the way that the dress code has been enforced. So to try to impose it upon all of the shift managers to like, you know, suddenly be like the shirt police is weird. And I told her like, well, you know, a lot of people, they come in and maybe they have like some ripped jeans or something. It's covered by the apron. No customer will ever know. She's like, no, sorry, you got to write them up. So like, no, I'm not going to do that. So it's that, and then she said like, oh well, it's in the dress code that everybody has to wear a hat, which is not true. Everybody just has to have their hair secured. So when somebody came up to her and was like, hey, I have like a headband and my hair's in braids, do I have to wear a hat? She said, oh, well, no, you're probably fine. You don't need it as much as that person over there, indicating to one of our black partners who has textured hair, implying like, oh yeah, well, her hair, you know, that's really out of control, which is, again, like just so transparently racist.
Right.
Woo! So it's just been nonstop with like the various forms of bigotry. And, you know, for a long time we were like, oh, maybe this is just like gonna get better? No. So, after about a month of us being like, haha, what if we went on strike until they got rid of her? We stopped laughing when we were saying it. And,
nice.
Yeah. So, like, in the group chat, it kind of all came together pretty quick. In about a week, we were just like, we got to do this. We got to go on strike until they get rid of her. So a couple of our partners put together a pretty expansive list of infractions, and just like cruelties that she has enacted on us. That is now on the internet, right here at tinyurl.com/874COMAVE.
Yeah. Okay.
We wrote the first portion of the letter on one of our signs. This is page 1 of 8. So it's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. And honestly, like, that doesn't even cover all of the things that we were experiencing in just like over a month and a half. Mm-hmm. So we wrote that out. One of our partners wrote that, and then in addition, we wrote out a letter saying like, hey, we're going on strike starting 4:30 on Monday. I emailed them both to our district manager and to the manager that we're having problems with, Tommy, at 4:29 a.m. And I mean, we've been out here ever since.
Nice.
Sorry, that was a bit of a...
No, that was very helpful. Very helpful context. Yeah, sounds like a lot has been going on the past few weeks that led to here. And so, to be clear, you started on Monday, right?
Yeah.
And this is indefinite until your demands get met.
Yes. We demand to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
We're all pretty much in it for the long haul, because if we back down, we're not going to be able to strike for anything else. And they're going to say like, oh well, you took it out last time. What makes us think that you're going to hold strong this time?
Right.
What incentive do we have to acquiesce? So yeah, we kind of we discussed it and we said, if this is what it takes to get rid of her, if this is what it takes to get some respect, this is as good a place to start as any. Obviously, this is not exactly the most extreme strike, but it's kind of tough to get everybody on board with being the first store to demand a whole bunch of stuff that we all know that we need, the living wage, better healthcare coverage, better guarantees, no matter how many hours you're getting for benefits, that sort of thing. So really, we just decided we'd start with, okay, we need you to get rid of this manager. We need you to guarantee us coverage for our shifts. She's been while she's cutting hours, obviously that means that all of our shifts are really short-staffed.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been demanding fully staffed shifts and just regular check-ins with the people of the store to address labor needs. So what shifts have been not staffed properly? Where can we perhaps get more people out to help out with the peaks and such that we have throughout the day?
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like mostly everybody, in terms of when it came to the workers, there was really no debate. It sounds like you all just were all right, we're going on strike. Have there been any sort of disagreements on that, or is that mostly have you all been just set up on that?
There's been one or two people who are a little bit hesitant, but overall people have been very very supportive. Some people haven't been saying much about it, but that's kind of to be expected. One of the things she did was flood the store with new hires, so I think we have 4 or 5 new people that we haven't really gotten to talk to about the union at all, let alone the strike. But the few newer people I have spoken to have been unilaterally in full support of it, so that's been super inspiring. Even as she's trying to flood us like dilute the union support, the people she's bringing in tends to be
On board.
on our side.
Good.
They understand they're workers,
Yeah.
Yeah, basically everybody who has spoken up at all, which has been the vast majority of the store, has said 100%, let's do this. This is good. I can't stand this manager. I can't stand to be around her for another day.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We've loved it.
And how has it been? I mean, obviously, I've seen since we've just started talking, there's been like 4 or 5 cars that have gone by driving, whether it's FedEx or whatnot. How would you say, as I see someone currently handing out, flyers now.
Yeah.
How has the general community support been with the people who both live around here and, go to school, the students here? Have you gotten a sense that they are supporting you? Have you had the opportunity to kind of educate some more people about what's going on that previously were not aware? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, there's been the overwhelming support has been humbling, to say the least. Like, I figured, people would generally get it. I guess I was expecting a lot more hate than we've gotten.
Okay.
We've only gotten very occasional people who are mad at us. The overwhelming reaction has been one of unconditional support. I've gotten to speak to so many people who didn't know, that this stuff was going on. A lot of people who don't know that we're unionized or even how unions work. I've talked to a couple people about how the process, which is obviously great. The more people understand how unions work, the more people will be in favor of unions.
Right.
Because how can you not be once you understand the concept? Wouldn't it be great if all of your coworkers talk to your boss at once? Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like a no-brainer, but the in the throes of neoliberalism, every chance the corporate power can get to make it seem like unions are some big, complicated, scary monster, they take it to further complicate things.
Yeah.
So it's been super rewarding educating people on what it is that it means that we're unionized, and what we're protesting out here for, what we're picketing for, what we're demanding. Mm-hmm. We've had support not only from people in other unions, so many unions. The Greater Boston Labor Council has been super helpful getting people from teachers union, from steel workers and auto workers, everybody, wobblies of all shapes and sizes. God, what are the just SEIU workers?
Mm-hmm.
It's been incredible just how many different people from how many different unions have showed up.
Yeah.
The Teamsters do all of our overnight deliveries, and they've agreed not to cross the picket line. They have a clause in their contract that says, as long as there's a picket line here, they're not going to deliver, which is one of the reasons why we're trying to keep this going as close to 24/7 as possible
to prevent anything from coming in.
Yep. And they see it, at least one person out here, and they say, you know what, just keep driving, which has been super great.
So y'all are, some of you are out here 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah. Not me personally, because I'm usually out here from 8 or 9 till 5 or later, which is rough. It's hot. It's 90-something degrees out.
Yeah, for those of you who are not in the Boston area, we're experiencing the heat wave very much, and so it's quite a week to be picketing out here.
Yeah, we really chose one hell of a week to do this. But I would honestly rather be out here standing up for my rights than in there being abused by some monster you know. Uh, but yeah, not just unions though. Regular people from the local businesses have been showing up to give us a hand. People
That's
from
great.
like restaurants asking if they can like bring us drinks and stuff. People from stores asking if that we need anything, like bringing us cases of water or ice or like fruit and stuff. Oh man, it's been so amazing. And then just people, like random people in the street. Like we had a group of art students that came and like picketed with us for a couple of hours yesterday.
Wow.
Just like in the heat, just being like, yeah, we heard this was going on and we wanted to help. They're not like unionized or anything. They aren't like working locally. They just saw we were doing this. They heard about it online or something and said, yeah, let's help out. So it's just been super inspiring.
That's great. That's great. I'll definitely let you go in a little bit since I know you've got some stuff to do. But
there's no rush at all.
I guess another question. Yeah. So in terms of that, right? So obviously other Starbucks sites are having similar types of issues. Maybe not necessarily with your boss, but in terms of like either they're trying to unionize, right, or they're just going through some sort of oppressive working conditions. That are similar or maybe even unique to their site. Has there been any other word? Have you been talking to any other Starbucks sites about their potential of striking as well, or has this been like do you think this could be a ripple of other places throughout Boston? Or
so there's a union Discord for all the like unionized or potentially unionizing Starbucks in New England. Started off as like the Greater Boston one, and now we got people in Vermont, we got people in Connecticut, we got people in Maine and Rhode Island. I don't know if we have anybody in New Hampshire. I don't think so. New Hampshire's tough. But yeah, it's been a big conversation. Like right now we have somebody from the Starbucks over in Cleveland Circle, which is like 5 minutes down the road, is striking with us. We've had
they're also on strike.
They're just like one person here from there.
Okay. Yeah.
And actually, they went on strike for different reasons. About a little over a month ago, they had some really terrible stuff happening with like water leaking from their ceiling and stuff.
Oh.
It was, yeah. it was really, really awful. Like, and not just like drinking water. This was like disgusting yellow, gritty water, leaking all over all their machines and stuff. So they were kind of like the first Boston area Starbucks strike that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that strike helped me. I stopped by. It was, I think, a 1 or 1.5 day strike. I stopped by before I came here for my shift that day, and I told everybody like, "Hey, did you know they're on strike?" And everybody was like, "I didn't realize that was an option." So then I kind of used that as a great way to talk to people about striking, and get some of the conversation going. Obviously, this was not just me running the conversation, but doing my part, using other stores that are striking for other reasons is a great way to start a conversation about that sort of thing. And I'm hoping that our strike, will be the same for other stores.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's a lot of things in the works, in the future as far as collective action goes. And
got a supportive row of cars here.
Yeah. Oh boy, we love to see it. Woo!
Yeah.
My God. Jeez. Oh, that's wonderful. So yeah, I'm hoping that our store can kind of like kickstart that. I know that. Woo! Me and one of the other like kind of like one of the other people kind of spearheading this are going to be talking to another store somewhat soon, probably sometime next week,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe go into even more, testing the waters, seeing the vibes, seeing if anybody else has it in their cards to maybe join us. If not for this, then for their own problems.
Yeah.
Because every store is unique in the issues that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
So we've had such an incredible showing of solidarity from other stores. In particular, the other store that Tommy, our new manager, manages, like her main store, which is not unionized, wrote a scathing letter basically reiterating that they've experienced all of the same stuff and more that we have experienced. So, like, it's pretty unambiguous that, like, yeah, bringing her in as soon as we unionize is a pretty clear-cut case of union busting.
Yep.
Boston has such an enormous showing of support, especially in the Starbuckses.
Yep.
As far as, like, unionizing goes. And she's running one of the only ones that the company seems to, like, not be too worried about. So it's pretty obvious that they saw that and they said, "Oh, why don't you go to these unionized people and see if you can't break them down, ruin their spirits." But honestly, I think that it's only been more invigorating because I've had people reach out, people who haven't worked for her in months or years, telling me that they've experienced the stuff that we're talking about. So, like, we're talking about solidarity from stores that don't have the legal protections that we do under the union. We're talking about people who have no real incentive to reach out and share their stories. Some of them pretty harrowing, pretty, like, honestly, like, I can't imagine that it's not, like, traumatizing. Some of the stuff people have gone through to, like, recount that because they feel like it's important.
Yeah, Pepsi. Pepsi driver.
We'll see what Coke has to say.
Yeah, right. Step up your game, Coke.
Oh boy. So yeah, all this to say, like, yeah, I think that the what we're doing here has improved the vibe at other stores, unionized and not, and I'm hoping that it will transfer to some legitimate action.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that it will, because, like, we are. I mean, every day we're hearing more and more from people at father and father stores.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
And that really, I mean, that explains, because I think one of the things that has stuck it out to me as, like, an outsider is how obviously, like, once one store in Buffalo or two stores in Buffalo unionized, then it was just like a whole chain reaction.
Absolutely.
It's also interesting how, like, compared to, like, say Amazon, right? Like, there doesn't seem to be, like, one, like, dominant figurehead. It just seems to be a bunch of just localized stores just doing it, right? So the whole Discord thing, at least in New England, really explains how you all have been able to connect with each other and share each other's experiences.
The Discord is actually kind of a recent development. Prior to that, we just had a group chat that was kind of like, oh my god, wow, we're getting a lot of people today.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we love it, don't we, folks? It's been a relatively recent development, the Discord, but absolutely indispensable. Prior to that, we just had, like, a series of group chats. Like, we had, like, one big group chat for organizers, and then, like, smaller ones for, like, specific committees. And Discord has just been a godsend. as far as like organizing our organizing.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anything? I mean, yeah. Thank you very much for your time, and this was very informative. Anything else, sort of, you want to say or plug? As
Well, I'll start with saying thanks for taking the time to listen to me ramble on and on. I really appreciate it. We're just trying so hard to get the word out. If anybody wants to show up to pick it with us for a couple of hours, it's especially useful like later in the evening to make sure that they can't deliver. But really, any time at all. I mean, we love to have people here whenever they can be. 9 to 1 is generally the time where like we have the most consistent people. So like that's kind of that's the real party time. That's when we're doing chants. That's when we're doing standing out in the street asking people to beat. But if anybody could show up whenever, it would be super appreciated. And if not, we have a strike fund.
I was gonna say, okay.
Yeah, I can, give you the link to that.
Yeah, I can definitely put it on this video too, in the description box as well.
Wonderful.
So people can.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And other than that, just like telling people, telling your friends, telling your coworkers, and I mean, if you think you've got the vibe at your workplace, try unionizing. It's so cool. It's really great.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, wow. Woo! Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah!
Oh, wow, we're getting a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. And yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Just take her around. Do you have anything?
Wow.
Support Starbucks workers on strike. Grab a ticket. Nighting out on Sunday.
Am I good to chant now?
Yeah, let's get the chant going.
All right.
Hey, oh, this manager
Support
got out.
Starbucks workers on strike.
Now we're going. Oh no.
Oh, what? My new tat? My new Boston school bus tat.
Yeah, so how
All right,
public schools?
Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go. Hey, ho, ho. This manager has got to go.
Hey.
This manager has got to go. Woo!
What's hot?
Union coffee.
What's not?
Union busting.
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 What do we want? A
Contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 woo!
Yeah.
I didn't either until it's hot. It's sweaty. So get our contract ready.
Wanting our impression.
Starbucks corporate, unfair. Tommy Charlie
In there, standing at the concession. Wanting our impression. We're not doing that one yet.
Come on.
Get up, get down. Boston is a union town. Get up, get down. Boston is a union town. Get up, get down. Boston is a union town. Get up, get down. Boston is a union town. Get up, get down. Boston is a union town. Get up, get down. Boston is a union town. Get up, get down.
Boston is a union town.
Get down.
Boston is a union town. Woo! Hey people, I got a story. Tell the whole wide
So as you can see, there's a lot of support today, particularly. I've been here. I was here for a couple of days for a little bit. I have not seen this many cars honking, yeah, it's great what they're doing here. They're out here 24/7. They've been out here since Monday. They're out here indefinitely till Starbucks gets what they want. Like I said, I'll definitely include their strike fund for any of you all to support as well, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this stream for now. But thank you all for watching, and hopefully you learned something and took away and just sort of what a lot of these Starbucks workers are going through and why a lot of them are unionizing and why this store in particular is striking. Thank you very much, everyone, and peace out.